students, in this video we'll study about liquid pressure, factors affecting liquid pressure and consequences of liquid pressure. Our first point is, what is liquid pressure? So, liquid pressure is the pressure exerted by liquid at the bottom of the vessel, at the side of the vessel and in all direction of the vessel or the container in which it is kept. Our first point is, what is liquid pressure? So pressure exerted by liquid at the bottom of the container or vessel, at the sideways of the container or the vessel and in all direction of the container or the vessel in which they are kept. So these points we can understand by the activity which is given in the book. The first activity says about the liquid pressure, says that here two test tubes, glass test tube is being taken, and here you can see the first test tube is empty, having balloon fixed at the bottom, and this test tube is fixed with water having balloon in the bottom. Now here you can see this balloon bulged and this balloon is deflated because here we have filled the test tube with the water, and because water exerts pressure at the bottom of the vessel, therefore this balloon is bulged or filled with water. Our next point was, liquid exert pressure at the side of the container or the vessel. So here again we have taken two test tube or glass tubes and we have made hole at the side of the glass tubes. Now here we can see the first glass tube is kept empty and the second one is again filled with water. Now here you can see this balloon is bulged and this one is deflated because nothing is filled in this one and water is being filled. It shows that liquid or this water exerts pressure at the side walls of the container or the vessel in which it is kept. Our next point was, liquid exert pressure in all direction. Now if you take a mug and invert it and put it into the bucket, what you will see, you will, as soon as you press the mug in the bucket, you will see that mug will rise up again in the bucket because it experience an upward push or beyond push, through which it rises up in the bucket once again, and the bucket which is filled with water. This we will further study in our next topic in this subject. Our next activity says that if you take a balloon and you just fill the balloon with water and close the balloon from the top, and then after you just pin this balloon or make holes in the balloon in every side, you will see that water will start sprouting out from all the hole which you have made. It shows that water exerts or liquid exerts pressure in all the direction. You can see the water is coming out of the hole from all the direction equally. This shows that water exerts pressure or liquid exerts pressure in all the direction of the vessel or the container in which it is kept. Now our next point says, next point is factors affecting liquid pressure. Now there are some factors which affect the liquid pressure, and the factors are height of the liquid column, you can say, and the density of the liquid. Now how we can understand these two factors? Now again we will understand this with the activity. Students, if you take a glass tube or a vessel and make two holes in this, one hole in the bottom and one hole in the upper part of the vessel, what you will see that water will come out from both of the hole, but the pressure from the hole which is at the downward will be more than the pressure from the hole which is made in the upward side. Class, if you take, suppose if you take a tin bottle, a bottle made up of tin, or you can take an empty plastic bottle also, and you can do this experiment at your home. Just make hole. First of all, you fill this bottle completely with water, and then after make two holes in this tin bottle or plastic bottle, and let this hole be and make another hole on the top of the vessel or the plastic bottle and name this as A. You will see that water will move with more force and pressure from this hole, because here the level of water from this hole, because the level of water from this hole is very much. Here you can see the water level for this hole is too much, and for this hole the level of water is less. So water will flow with less pressure from this hole, and water will move out with more pressure from this hole, because the level of water is more for this hole and level of water is very less for this hole. I hope you must have understood this part, this factor which affects the liquid pressure. Our next part says that another factor which affects the liquid pressure is the density of the liquid. Density is anything which is called mass per unit volume. This we will study in the final term, which is our second chapter, which is kept for final terms. We will study this, that density is mass upon volume, and density affects the liquid pressure. Now what is density and how we can explain density in terms of liquid pressure, we will understand this with an activity again. Now class, if you take two glass tubes and fill first glass tube with water and another glass tube with mustard oil or anything like gasoline or alcohol beside water, and just fix balloons in both of the glass tubes, you will see that the balloon which is kept at the bottom of the water will bulge less than the balloon which is kept at the bottom of mustard oil, because the density of mustard oil is more than the density of water, because the density of water is less than the density of mustard oil, and that is why the balloon will bulge more in this phenomena and balloon will budge less in this phenomena, and this proves that density affects the liquid pressure. So we can conclude that from these two factors we can conclude that more the height, more will be the liquid pressure. More the height, more will be the liquid pressure, and more the density, more will be the liquid pressure for that given substance. I hope, student, you are clear with the topics. Our next part says the consequences. Our next part is the consequences of liquid pressure. Our next part is consequences of liquid pressure. Now we have understood about what is liquid pressure. Next we have understood what are the factors which are affecting liquid pressure, and last we will understand about the consequences which liquid pressure give to us. So the example for this consequences is the dams which are made in the river, and the thickness of the walls of the dams are made broader so that it can easily take the risk of the liquid pressure. It is given clearly in your book with the picture. The thickness of walls of dam is increased towards the bottom. Bottom means the area which is under the water. The reason is that the pressure at the point due to the liquid increase with the increase in height of the liquid column. The reason is the pressure at a point due to the liquid increase with increase in the height of the liquid column, and so the walls of the dam have the thickness. So the walls of the dam have more thickness at the bottom of the river, because there the pressure of water is too much. You can see it here. It is given that the reason is that the pressure at a point due to liquid increases with increase in the height of the liquid column above it, so the thickness of walls of a dam is increased towards the bottom so as to withstand the increasing pressure of water, and the arrow is showing the increasing pressure of the pressure towards the bottom of the dam, and that is why this part of the rocks are made broader and thicker so that it can just bear the pressure of water which is underneath the river. In the next part of the video we will continue the next. In the next video we will continue the next part of the chapter.